This week, we close out our flashback to HMP Volume 1 as we head into theaters one more time. Did we make the right decision? Welcome to Half-Ass Movie Podcast. Welcome back, you dirty babies. It's time for another Half-Ass Movie Podcast, a place where we get together and talk about movies as a half-ass excuse. I screwed up today. Please welcome Sweet Sean Kovacs for the internet.
I don't speak Kryptonian. I wasn't raised there. I wasn't raised there.
And he wants a set of those Lobo bolt-on abs. Bruce Lee.
Hey, get me my chopper and my blood hook. I'm ready to go.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, we are back to wrap up our HMP Volume 1 flashback as we head into the theater for the second time this month. You're welcome, everybody. This time we are going to check out Supergirl and check in on the James Gunn DCU, and we'll put together maybe a little post-mortem, give our suggestions of things that they will promptly not listen to, as is usually the case around here. But yeah, man, what did this movie end up doing anything at the box office? I know people were, speculating as to like maybe disaster, but did anything happen? I didn't even look.
I saw 38.
Oof. Maybe not so high. 38 is not so much here, but we'll see, we'll check out to see if that is warranted. And just to give you guys a little bit of a teaser, you never quite know. Our Dinger Zone this week, for those of you that will hang out here on the live show afterwards and everything, we are doing our top 5 movies that people hate but you seem to love. So that may be a little bit of a foreshadowing of what's going on here, but you never know. We'll find out. But before we do that, we do want to say a big thank you to those people that support us over at patreon.com/HMP. Those awesome people get pre-show, post-show, and Dinger Zone. And that Dinger Zone, like I said, we'll be recording that here right after this show. So if you were in the chat, get those top 5 movies that other people hate but you actually love. Get those ready for the chat there, and we'll do that in the Dinger Zone as well. And again, thank you to everybody that supports the show over at patreon.com/HMP for all these many years. We love you so much. Thank you guys. And by the way, we're going to do something, and I'll talk about at the end of the show, but one of the Patreon people, we're going to get together, me and him, and actually review a movie just before our brand new month here, leading into our Spielberg month. So we'll talk. So being a Patreon supporter could even get you on the air, for heaven's sake. So, do what you can, man. Patreon.com/HMP. Join up at any level. We really appreciate that. And yeah. Well, let's get into it, fellas. Here is the IMDb plot line for Supergirl. As we all know, IMDb always 100% correct in everything they say and or do. Kara Zor-El, a.k.a. Supergirl, joins forces with an unlikely companion on an interstellar journey of vengeance and justice when an unexplained advisory strikes too close to home. Advisory is such a great word to throw into your, really gets people excited. This is starring Millie Alcock, Eve Ridley, David Cornsweet, Jason Momoa, and Matthias Schroekenarts. People mispronounce Portress all the time, so
no notes.
How that goes. Written by Anna Nagura, whose only previous work to this was being a hot lady on small movies and TV shows like The Vampire Diaries, but she did write a short film a few years back, so no reason not to give her keys to a $150 million movie. This is directed by Craig Gillespie, who did Lars and the Real Girl, the highly underrated Fright Night remake, which I enjoy, The Finest Hour, Cruella, and I, Tonya, amongst others. I'll be honest with you, that gave me a lot of hope for this movie.
Yeah.
Because
Big fan of I, Tonya.
He's got a lot of interesting ones in there. They're not all bangers. He doesn't hit them out of the park every time, old Craig Gillespie, but every once in a while.
And I think I enjoyed Cruella more than I expected to.
I didn't see that one. Was it good?
I liked it, but
I haven't seen it.
I like a lot of things that people don't like.
Well, this is true, and we'll find that out certainly on the Dinger Zone when Bruce gets into that and just goes like, "I think you may be the only person who actually likes this movie." So
you and MVD are gonna have like an awful movie off. I think.
I'm pretty sure MVD doesn't agree with me on this one.
Ooh, even that's a crazy statement right there. We'll have to check all that out. So yeah, going into this, we came off of our last James Gunn Superman movie. That was the last one, right? Am I crazy? We didn't get one in between there, did we?
No, it's this and Superman.
I'm sorry, I was totally distracted. Nobody's going to compliment Sean on his new microphone.
I don't have a new
That's
microphone.
the
Oh,
same
new
microphone.
mic. Have you always had that same mic stand, the Rode?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You know me. I always bring very,
A
very
decade
helpful
into the
things
show.
to the show.
Yeah, it's been my mic forever, man.
Classic Bruce Leslie. So we'd only really had those two, the one other James Gunn movie here, and then this one shows up. So I think we all pretty much liked the Superman movie.
Yeah,
Maybe not
yeah.
perfect, but certainly felt James Gunny enough here and everything. And I assume that a lot of people assumed that this would have much of the same, and I feel like in a sense it does, maybe in a good way and maybe in some bad ways. But let's hear you guys, because I'm going to be honest with you, just based upon what we've kind of briefly talked about at the beginning. I think you guys may like this movie far more than I do, but we'll get into it.
Well, one thing I'll say though, to kind of roll into the negative there to help support your point, probably, Adam, but I don't care how good you are. Nobody can do James Gunn but James Gunn. So trying to imitate James Gunn, you'd probably be better off just doing your own thing. But I think James Gunn probably insisted on the style of this since he has the keys to the kingdom right now. And that may have pulled back on this movie a little bit, because he wants it to be, you can tell that James Gunn was really saying, let's have a little Guardians of the Galaxy in this, but Craig Gillespie has some other ideas. What about you, Shanzi?
Yeah, so for me, I this movie, it looks bad. It's the movie's complete trash. There's almost no, like, all of the big ideas in this movie come from other movies where, like, you can see where all of the influences for this movie come from very easily if you're paying attention. I think that the lead actress, like I was saying to you guys off mic, she looks like a little old lady just as a teenager. And like very clearly the James Gunn influence is here, where like we've got the Ravagers as the bad guys, and there's a huge villain problem. This movie has a villain problem as well. Also, she loses her powers. She loses her powers 17 times in this movie. That's ridiculous, because you have to depower her in order to tell the story you're trying to tell for this movie. With all of these things being said, I still like it anyway. I still like this movie. I found that they were taking chances with stuff that I don't think that a movie like this would generally do. And it has one of the feelings to me of like, this is one of those movies where, you know what they say about technology, like the first person who goes through the door gets murdered, and it's everybody behind them is who actually succeeds. That's what this movie feels like to me. Because with Superman, you've got James Gunn writing and directing that movie. That's a thing of its own. Like, that's all its own thing. And yeah, you might be opening up a world there, but this is the first movie to go through that door that isn't all James Gunn all the time. And so going through that door is going to hurt. And they took a lot of big swings that I did not expect this movie to make. Like, hey, let's make the cantina scene from Star Wars 95% of this movie. Like, that's what this movie is. It's the cantina scene where every new set you go to, there's a bunch of crazy looking aliens. And I thought that part was great, because I didn't know what to expect next with this movie. That doesn't make it great. That doesn't mean it's a good story told. It doesn't mean that it's well executed. I think some of the shots in this movie, honest to God, look like they were shot on a green screen. Like the old style green screen, the way that they used to make movies. That's what it looks like quite a few times in this. And it's a mess, and it's weirdly paced. And I would say for the first 40 minutes of the movie, I was enraptured just because I had no idea where this thing was going to go. And then, it starts to lose its flavor after about 40 minutes. You're about halfway through the like midway through the second act of the movie, and it just kind of all falls apart to me. But with all of these negative things I'm saying about this movie, I found it interesting enough that I like it. And I'm not seeing enough people talk about that with this movie.
And I'll just kind of follow up a little more, besides just saying that it's somebody trying to be James Gunn who's not. The way it looked didn't bother me at all. I can handle that. That was not a problem. The things that bothered me really were plot holes and contrivances, and as a result, those are breaking with lore to do that. But I'm one of those people. Some comic book lore is in my DNA. We were sitting there, me and Silas were watching this morning, and they go back to the origin story, and I look over at Silas and said, "You have no idea how many times I've seen Krypton erupt, like no idea." And then they go to Argon.
We kind of like sit in this the Holocaust of these people for a lot of years.
It's
we
a bummer.
just keep revisiting it. It's not happy.
It's a bummer. But what I really like about it, I like the characterization of Supergirl. I like Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I like this version of Supergirl. Yeah. I like that she's not in the costume until the end. And honestly, I wouldn't have minded if she just kept that duster on through the whole thing. She doesn't need the costume with this.
You couldn't possibly do that in this movie. There's no way.
I know you couldn't, but I wouldn't have minded, is what I'm saying. And I like the little girl well enough. Lobo is extremely cartoony and comic bookish, and I admire that. I'm sick and tired of, trying to make things look a little less like what they're supposed to look like. So I had a thrill out of Lobo. And, if there's a character in all the world that seems like it's right at home saying, "My man," it's going to be Lobo. So it was perfect casting there. You had the big moments when you needed the big moments. You had people getting their butt kicked. And another thing I was telling to Silas is the secret to making a good movie with a Kryptonian, whether it's Superman, Supergirl, Superboy, is you need to have a villain that is so vile that you just want to see them get the shit kicked out of them, because that's the only way a movie against a Kryptonian is going to end. You throw in a Zarnian and you've got that pair. Well, you need to see somebody you want to just really, really get the hell beat out of them. And, I would say that a parent killing pedophile human trafficker who hurts dogs is somebody I want to see get the hell beat out of him. So I think that worked too. And to kind of reflect what you said, Sean, I saw all kinds of problems. I saw stuff that I had to suppress my annoyance, but I was entertained. And at the end of the day, I'd rather be entertained than anything else when I spend money to see a movie.
I wish.
Now, Adam, your turn to bum all over us.
Yeah, so now it's your turn, Adam Portress.
Well, I think overall my biggest thing is that there's zero consistency within the movie itself. Like it wants to have its cake and eat it too, and that's kind of the worst part. We'll get to that when we kind of get more.
Well, explain that part.
Okay,
just go ahead and explain it.
So essentially, we get this entire speech about how we're better than this. We're not going to take this life, and then 5 seconds later, we kill that exact dude. It's right. So stupid.
I love that.
Like,
no, I liked it.
No, I would like it if there was a semblance of anything behind it. It would. Again, it's like you sit there and you tell the audience that you are this pragmatic person who just that it's Batman. You're given the Batman lines. We become as bad as them if we do that. He then goes on to murder more people in the chance where they could have easily murdered this guy right away. This girl could have had her revenge. Would it have made her feel better? Yeah, it would have made her feel better. Would it have solved it and made her parents back alive? Of course not. But I guarantee you this, she would have felt better. Less people would have gotten murdered and hurt on account of that. But we decide to let it go and do it again. She gives the speech again about how, hey, don't do that. And by the way, when your back is turned, now I'm going to kill him. Fuck you. You don't get to do both.
Can I give you my interpretation on that? Because there's kind of a literary basis for that sort of maneuver.
Can I give a guess? Because this is what I think this is what I believe people are kind of going. It's like, well, she was going to be the one to do it because she didn't want to ruin her, blah, 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 whatever. I'm above this. So, okay. So because you have the power, it gives you the option then to be the executioner of people when you say that others can't. Again, that's bad.
I've read a lot of grimdark fantasy literature, and it's more like my soul's already corrupted. I'm already going to hell, so I'm going to do it, and you're going to be better than me.
Well, then explain that to her as opposed to just saying it's not what we do, and then you do it.
And that's the point. Hold on. That's the point that Adam's trying to make, is that you can't do both things. You can't say that, well, I'm already on the path to hell, so that so I can kill this person, and then the other part to this is, actually, I really am trying to be a better person. Like, you can't do both things. And that is one of the things, that's one of the problems that I had with the movie. I mean, honestly, is that like and that's the cake and eat it too part. I'm glad that you explained it like that, Portress, because I was trying to figure out what was rubbing me the wrong way when it comes to like just the overall themes of this movie. And that's literally what it is that, listen, like Clark is like the best and brightest of all of us, and he's a good person both in and outside. Me, I'm a devil working for the angels is basically what they're trying to pull off. But then also at the same time, but you know what? I'm a little bit of an angel too, like that kind of thing. And you can't do both things.
I'll concede your point on that, but I saw her as like a Logan Nine Fingers kind of character. Where, you know, he's always trying to do better, but in the end, he never does any better.
Well, but that's the whole point of that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas with the point of this seems to be, but listen, we're going to be able to do both things with this character later. It's really what this felt like to me.
But Logan Nine Fingers, his motivation is he wants to kill enough people so he never has to kill again. Basically, just get his space, his freedom. But he can't quit killing people. No matter what, he finds himself killing people, like, and not because he has to. And that's kind of where I was seeing her go because, you know, I wanted to find something in that ending because I wanted that guy to get killed. I kind of wanted Lobo to do it, which would have been a much better ending. I think it would have been good, personally, if Kara was ready to kill him and Lobo reminded her who she is and said, let me do this for you. And he chains the guy up to the back of his chopper and does laps around the planet. And then the end credit scene is Lobo stopping with nothing but a skeleton back there. Yeah, and that's a pretty painful death. But yeah, I would have liked Lobo to have intervened.
The two things you can't do is you can't have in a movie like this these days, you can't have a movie like this where a dude is going to step in and do the work that a lady won't do. Like you can't make that movie anymore unless that's the whole point of the movie. Where
have Lobet. Is there a female Lobo?
There you go.
Because it's not about the gender, it's about the fact. You know, he's the Mandalorian. He can come in there and kill, and let's let Chicky Nuggies miss out on the killing.
I'm his cousin, Shibo.
Who plays Shibo? That's where who's the female?
Still Jason Momoa. Just stuffs his bra.
Or that lady wrestler who got fired from Disney for her political beliefs. You could have
Gina
her
Carano?
play. Yeah, you could have her play Shibo.
Actually, Rhea Ripley would be a very good.
She probably would be. Yeah, just she got the right kind of height and everything. She'd play with
she
Momoa
can act.
well.
If she could act, she would be a megastar.
No. She'd be terrible at acting for sure.
With her physique, she would be like a huge megastar in this.
But the accent screws it. She got that weird accent, and
it's Australian. How weird is that?
And for a Lobo character, that ain't gonna be right.
We had an Australian Wolverine.
She got a funny Australian accent though. She got one of them funny ones where you laugh when you hear it. You're like, wait a minute, you're this dark goth girl, and you got this weird little Aussie accent over here. It's weird.
Well, I'm not going to tell her to her face because I have no doubt she could stomp me.
I mean, she's really quite dark.
She could try.
she's got
let me ask you fellas this. What is the arc? What is the character arc of Supergirl this movie? Because for me, ultimately, it's called I don't need to do anything unless you force me to.
I think that's a pretty well-traveled trope. You know, it's like The Unforgiven. There's a whole lot of that refusing the call. I mean, it's Campbellian. You refuse the call until you get to no choice but to answer it. And that's what happened when the doggy got hurt, Cosmo. But I think it's pretty weak because her arc is I'm bad and don't want to be a superhero to I want to be a bad superhero to okay, I'm going to go join Clark and have this weird tense reunion that makes me wonder if he's going to try to bang his cousin. That was kind of weird.
She doesn't even want to do that.
Crypto is the name of the dog. Cosmo.
What I call him, Cosmo.
Cosmo's the other dog from the other James Gunn movie.
The James Gunn like a dog, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And we were talking about cosmonauts, so I think I was distracted.
Don't you blame me for this, Bruce Leslie. That's on you.
You're right.
Starting to sound like Adam Portress over there. This couldn't possibly be my fault.
No, her arc is she went.
Everyone but me.
She went from bad to less bad to trying to be good. Quit running away from her past and trying to embrace it. That's her story arc.
Well,
whether it was done well or not, I don't know.
The big one is that she has to learn that she's not actually alone in the universe, right? I mean, that's the story behind the story here. it's what changes her mind on on damn near everything towards the end of the movie. I don't know if you call that an arc, but that's where that's where she lands.
It's well, you have to have this character do something. So
right, and so that starts coming up at the beginning of the third act, where she's like, I'm by myself out here. No one ain't nobody got my back except for my
turd.
except for my cousin who's constantly looking out for me. But other than that, I have no one, and that's kind of what the whole
I like Dan Harmon's definition of an arc, and this doesn't meet it in my opinion. I'll see if you guys agree. But you want something precious, you get it, but you pay a price and you're changed. She's changed, but I don't think she paid a price.
I don't know that she changed too much. She changed again.
Well,
she only
she goes back
changed on
to
account
Earth.
of it was just like, hey, for all intents and purposes, someone's got a gun at you. You got to do something, and then you decide to do something. That's the only impetus for her to do anything is when it directly affects her. And
I'm talking about returning to Earth. Nobody made her return to Earth. That's the change. She decided she wanted to be more like Cal.
By the way, speaking of someone who doesn't like Earth and everything, why is she listening to Earth music all the time for someone who doesn't care for the Earth? I understand that we need to know what the music is and connect with it.
Oh.
But this character wouldn't like that based upon what you just told us. So
2
stupid.
words: Star Lord. She's the Star Lord in this movie.
Yeah,
there's no two ways around it.
No, there is not. The character's so clearly like. There's a couple of times
the headphones.
There's a couple of times too in this movie where it's just like, so you're just gonna take the exact same idea that was in Superman, like the part where girl is in the middle of desert and all of the Ravagers or whatever you want to call them are surrounding her.
They're Ravagers.
And so Supergirl just starts taking them out and everything starts going into super slow-mo, just like what happens in the James Gunn Superman movie, where hipster rock music starts playing, like what happens here, only it's different hipster rock music, and you're watching it all happen basically in a bubble while all of this craziness is happening, while there's like calm nothingness happening in the middle, just like what happens in the Superman movie. And it's just like, my God, man, like I get that you like the smell of your own farts, James Gunn, but you should have had a note. Please, no, do something else. I don't get it.
I like the scene though. I can't help it. It's like it was visually pleasing to me. I got a kick out of seeing her kick butt.
But Bruce, the Mr. Terrific sphere scene in Superman, like that's, or Man of Steel, I guess is the name of that movie, right? Man of Steel.
Okay.
The James Gunn Superman.
No, that's called Superman.
It's just called Superman.
Yeah, Man of Steel was the Zack Snyder one.
Right. So the James Gunn Superman, the Mr. Terrific with the little death balls, like that one horror movie. I'm sure you love, Bruce.
They're called Phantasm. Yeah, they're called T-spheres.
Those and it's just taking everybody out, and it's kind of like, guys, you just made this movie. Like there's that part too where it's like, you just made this movie. You made this movie a year and a half ago. And why are we seeing this again? And why are we seeing it already? Why are we seeing this again? It's the same problem that happened with Quicksilver and the X-Men movies. The first time you do that with Quicksilver and the X-Men movies, that's awesome. Yeah, you stole it from Over the Hedge. You did. You stole it from Over the Hedge. Anyway, moving on. But when you go back to that well in the second one, you have diminishing returns. It is half as good as the first time you saw that. The first time it happens in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That is one of the best scenes in that movie. The next time it happens at the X Mansion, it doesn't work nearly as well. And for me, that's what happened to me when I'm seeing the exact same thing happen in Supergirl.
To me, I think it held up better for me individually than the Quicksilver thing did, because what made the Quicksilver thing work was that you'd never seen it before. I don't think that's what made this work. And I compare it more to like, you made great pizza 2 weeks ago. How about you make some more of that great pizza now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a personal preference. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong there, but that's how it affected me.
Make
and I
great
know other
pizza.
people
Now
like this.
give me a hamburger.
You made wonderful, wonderful bologna sandwiches last week.
But there's also a difference, Bruce, between that amazing pizza you made last week. I'm going to make a totally different pizza that's just as equally as awesome, and it's just the same goddamn pizza.
It's just a pepperoni pizza.
That's the difference.
The difference is I put the pepperoni below the cheese this time.
You Papa John's it on you.
Right, and that's the issue I have with it. And we're bear trapping on this. We should move on. But I think that there are multiple moments like that in this film where it's like, guys, you just did this. Why are we seeing this again? And again, this is a movie I like. Like, I like this movie. I think that there are moments. By the way, if you want to make a horror movie, make a horror movie about the uncanny valley of crypto in this movie, because the uncanny valley of crypto, where there was never a dog on set, clearly, like there was nothing around that had anything to do with a real dog. Man, I thought they was
just real good at training that dog. I was like, is he a special one or something like that? Maybe they breed him.
That's what I thought about the ASPCA statement at the end. Of course, no animals were hurt. There were no animals.
There's no animals in this movie.
Right. There's no animals in the movie at all. And it almost, like, I get that we're getting better with that technology, but sir, we are not there yet. Go ahead.
You should see Andy Serkis's stop-mo footage from when he was crypto in this movie.
I mean, that's basically what we're looking at, right? Like, it's really, really, really bad. It's the worst part of the movie. Is how bad crypto looks.
If somebody told you that James Gunn did the mocap on it, would you believe it?
Yes,
because I think Sean Gunn would
kind of
do
feel like it. Sean
Gunn
would do it.
Who always does it, yeah.
But I don't know, maybe. But it looks kind of like James. I'm just saying,
fellas. Sean Gunn's about to be in the new Avengers movie as a real, like, big time character in that movie. Like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Is he Maxwell Lord? I thought he was going to be I thought he was Maxwell Lord for the Justice League build-up.
No, he's in the Guardians of the Galaxy now.
He's the guy from the Ravagers. That's right.
Right. No. Well, he was the guy in the Ravagers. Now he's a Guardian of the Galaxy, and he's got the arrow.
Yeah, he got that at the end of the last Guardians. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And he's also Maxwell Lord, which is a crazy role for Sean Gunn.
Man, that's nuts.
Justice League Incorporated is where they're going with it, I guess.
There's no such thing as nepotism in Hollywood, people. Just to let you know.
I hope everybody enjoyed us spending 20 minutes arguing about our favorite flavor of ice cream, which is basically what just
that's what I mean. That's why I wanted to move on.
I'll talk about some of the things that I didn't like. The first big one is just the idea that there's a poison that can hurt Kryptonians even in a yellow sun. Like, they were just asking us to accept that and to understand that. And I think that needed to be stated clearly, because when she's getting shot with the poison and she's not feeling very well, I'm like, well, that shouldn't happen. There's a yellow sun. And they needed to state that it would even hurt Kryptonians under a yellow sun, because I'm pissed that she leaves crypto on the planet, because all she needs to do is take that space bus to somewhere with the yellow sun and crypto is immediately healed.
But they hand wave it with a line of dialogue, which is equally as bad. But they do hand wave it like, oh, he can't be moved. If you move him, he will die.
Yeah. Like if you go through space or something, it'll rip his little doggy bits apart. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a Kryptonian dog. Just get some yellow sun and he's on his own.
It's just as garbagey, but yes. Continue.
And I think an easy line, knowing the lore, Kryptonians are vulnerable to magic. So the doctor could have said something like, this isn't science, it's sorcery. And that would have been all I needed.
Done and done.
And we're done. Another thing that bothered me was she had like 50 opportunities to grab that damn vial.
Yeah.
And she just kept waiting till the end of the movie to grab that damn vial.
Yep.
My God, do you really want me to get started on the green sun?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I do, because I'm sitting there watching this as this is going on and thinking, okay, we have two sons. Why do you not know that the other one is going to take over at some point? Villains, are you the dumbest? I know villains are dumb and they're like, I'll put you above this shark and then just walk away and not look at it. I know they're dumb, But are they this dumb to go like, hey, in a couple of hours, that sun's going to turn yellow and she's going to come and kick our asses again? You should be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Adam, but what bothers me, I mean, how well do you understand inorganic chemical structure and nuclear physics? Because
a lot, but go on.
there's no way, you know, a star is a big fusion engine. And the star that we have, the sun, it's hydrogen becomes helium at a temperature of billions of degrees, as they might be giant stars.
We all knew this. Go on.
But kryptonite is a crystalline structure. I mean, just looking at it, it's not
Goes
a gas.
without saying.
It's a crystalline structure. It would not be a great fuel for a fusion engine, which is what a sun is. So the green sun, they're implying that it gives off kryptonite rays, but there's no way that I can imagine there being a kryptonite sun. And if there was a kryptonite star, how come we never heard about it till now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is a big deal.
It seems that we have got a couple of pages mixed up from our Green Lantern script and this script.
No.
So, oops a doodle. Like that's damn near what we're doing here. It's just like, oh, by the color green, that's what kills you there. Yeah, I don't know if it's just a color.
And I mean, maybe if it's 50% blue star from really high wavelengths and 50% yellow star from low wavelengths, it would look green, but there'd be no kryptonite in it and there'd be no red sun in it.
Well, I don't think that the conceit is that it's kryptonite that it's giving off. I think they made it green to let, like, you know, dumb people like me and Adam know, like, hey, this is bad for Supergirl because it's green.
But she's showing all the same signs of kryptonite poisoning that her parents showed on Argo. So I think we're supposed to think that it's a kryptonite sun.
I mean, maybe, but there's no way in hell you're going to drag me into that bear trap with you, Bruce Leslie. That's not happening.
Right.
But I will say this: when that green sun shows up, it is appalling that they didn't spend the extra money to get Black Hole Sun to play. They totally should have gotten Black Hole Sun to play. This is what this movie is. It is that level of like, see, we know the movie, we know the music.
This movie is like a coffee house acoustic version of Black Hole Sun playing.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would be like every single trailer in the mid 2000s that was like a horror movie where it's like just a slow down version of some pop music.
That's one of my favorite tropes in like horror trailers and stuff like that. There was one not too long ago where it was just like Smells Like Teen Spirit but slowed down, just sung by a woman and stuff like that. And you're like, all right, this is kind of badass. I like this.
Yeah.
I like the idea of hit me one more time. Baby, hit me one more time. Slow it way down. Those are my biggest complaints.
Those are good ones.
Yeah. So speaking of that last song there, the slowed down Jimmy Eat World, apparently Craig Gillespie. That's the name.
It is.
That was a James Gunn push for that specific song. They said to understand they were kind of arguing and figuring stuff out in the 11th hour there and everything. But old Craig just goes, "Oh, that was James' choice," like clearly kind of insinuating like maybe that wasn't the one that I wanted. But that's what James got it, and he's the producer on this thing, so you let him know. Which I understand. I thought the song was fine. I don't know why everyone has that big of a complaint on it. It's a nice little, I don't even care for Jimmy Eat World. I just remember it just flashed me back to like 2002 when I go on Warped Tour and they're there and then like we're leaving and I'm like, who's staying to listen to Jimmy Eat World? And we were laughing as we were headed to the car. So
all the Jimmy Eat World purists were offended by this.
They hated that, man. But we were walking back. We were like, who the hell's listening to Jimmy Eat World? Let's hit the car. My cousin found $100 when he got out of the car the first second of the day. And I'm like, what is going on, dude? I didn't eat anything. I just like drank too much Powerade and then threw up from heat exhaustion. It was great.
You didn't need to mention the Powerade. You said you went to the Warped Tour. That's just implied.
It was the cheapest drink there was. About the same price as water. So you're just like, give me some of that blue Powerade.
And it's got electrolytes, which plants need.
Exactly, plants and moshing kids and everything. I didn't care for Millie Alcock. I don't know why. It doesn't do it for me. I don't understand. Now, granted, I'm gonna tell you a little bit that she reminds me of two people specifically in my life.
Please.
One is named Hannah, and she was a tiny little blonde who was a server at the movie theater and everything, and she was a little spitball of fire, just like this broad. So I see a lot of that stuff in her. So, but the other one is a girl named Bridget who I went to film school with, who would take every moment to tell you that she was from the Hamptons.
I would not like that girl.
I was like, I mean, my best friend in film school was Maurice, who was a black guy from the Bronx. He did not bring up New York nearly as much as this chick brought up the Hamptons. Well, in the Hamptons, we do this. Everyone wanted to string her up. It's like, if you knew how little the rest of the world gives a crap about the Hamptons, you wouldn't get out of here. It's bananas. I don't know why, but all of this anger and stuff I put on this little girl. It's not her fault. It is what it is.
Well, I'm an Alcock fan.
Your baggage is showing.
Yeah, I'll admit.
I'm a Millie Alcock fan. I never knew her before House of the Dragon, and I liked her there. I like her here. And Sean, you're going to tell me that I'm right about what I'm about to say.
Please.
But when she's in the bar and her hair looks like it hasn't been washed in a very long time, and she's dancing, there was a time when that did it for us, right, Sean? I mean, that was like Courtney Love if she were attractive. That's what she was in that scene. If Courtney Love were attractive, I mean.
I don't want to sound like a sexist here, or maybe it's just because I'm old now. But you know, when I see dirty hair on somebody, and like they made that hair look very, very dirty, and she looks so gross in that scene to me, that I'm just she's so unattractive, which is one of the things that I like about the movie, is that they brought in a girl who, look, I'm sure she's stunning in real life, but on camera she looks like an average person. And I love that about this movie, that she doesn't look like the world's hottest lady is also Supergirl. Like, I like that it's somebody that looks like she could be working as a barista tomorrow. Like, I like that kind of, I like that they took those chances with her.
And there's always like this 30-year cycle with at least in America. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, where you really start to idolize things from about 30 years ago. And I think she is trying to have a really big grunge moment. And that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, she definitely looks grunge there. And that's why I called her Courtney Love, only more attractive. Because I think Millie Alcock's attractive in a way that if I were 30 years younger would matter, but not working today.
Yeah. I love. This is what I saw. I just saw Newt from
Perfect
from Aliens. She looks like Newt from Aliens.
Great. That's pretty great, man.
Not for nothing, she also looks like the feral child from Mad
Hell yes, she does.
That's beautiful.
I
had a friend who looked just like him growing up.
That's literally perfect, man.
That's all I've been seeing when I watch this movie. I'm just like, that's the kid from Mad Max, ain't it?
that is literally perfect. She looks like the bullet farmer's kid. That is literally what she looks like. I think that I think that she's very good in this role. I think that they don't do her any favors with the characterization as it's written. And I don't know if she's a seasoned enough actress yet to be able to convey deeper meaning to the words, because I just don't think that she's put in enough reps for that to happen. But I think that for what she's given in this, I think it's pretty good. And look, I went in with literally no expectations for this movie, because, you know, we've all seen the Supergirl from the 80s, and that movie is just the worst movie ever made. And so to have something that's like, even though it's functioning poorly, at least it's functioning. There's like a little bit of that to me. And there's also the other part to this where, like, I think that if you like, you know, one of the things that we've started talking about a lot more recently is I can't figure out who this movie is for, because there's way too much girl power for a segment of society who's like, you know, like, it's got to be the most masculine thing I've ever seen, or I'm going to hate it. So there's that. There you have that. What do you got there, buddy? I can't see it.
We have Portress Bucks.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to what Sean kind of give a little thing.
Please. I'm going to shut up.
MVD just said, you lost all 2.5 female listeners of the podcast with that broad comment, Adam. Well,
and that is a terrible webcam. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta take into account. Thank you, my man.
Look, you guys know I've been trying to get him for years to stop saying that, but he's like, no one tells me what to do. I'm Adam Portrait.
Listen, there's too many. Like, I don't know. Number one, it's a little fun. Number two, because it does rile a couple people, and you know me, I like pushing some buttons. That is kind of who I am as a person. I'm at least admitting it. You know, I'm not going to say that that's not.
Yes, that makes it all better, Portrait.
I'm not, and again, I'm not saying that makes it a good thing. I'm not saying that like, oh, I admitted, so it's okay. But it is what it is. I was going to come up with something, but I don't. You know, I ran out. I ran out of juice.
I can't remember where I was in my rant, because I was like mid rant and I was getting to something. Who this movie is for. So yes. You have that part, right? Like already you've already cut off a segment that is like the superhero folks. Like they're not going to go see the movie. Kids don't give a damn about Supergirl. They're not going to go see the movie. And women aren't going to want to see this movie unless they're like the nerdiest nerd who's ever nerded. And so there's that, like, that's who you're aiming this for, and open-minded nerds, which is a very small segment of society. So I can't, are they basing, do they make this movie just because it's James Gunn's Supergirl? And they were like, well, let's keep going. Do you think that's what it is?
I think James Gunn said we're going to make it. And people said, well, we can't say no to the guy because, you know, we're on our heels right now.
We gave him all this money too.
Yeah. So that I think it's 100% made because he wanted it made.
So
he didn't want it made enough to direct it.
So you think that they already knew going into it that they were going to take it on the chin just to continue this ball to moving forward?
Oh, I don't think that. I think they thought this was gonna do something.
Oh, really?
I think they thought at least they'd be able to put up a reasonable defense. Like it maybe break even, not lose money kind of idea, because it is a big spectacle, and it might, you know, normally these things do well internationally, but female-led things like this, there's a lot of closed-minded people in China, so maybe not.
Yeah, don't put a black person as the star of your film and send it to China. They won't be watching none of that.
Okay, Miss Sony. Anyway,
so
I love this version.
The other question that I have for you, because it is so clear as day that the movie is amplified every single time Lobo shows up. The movie gets much better every single time the character of Lobo is in this movie. Is this the introduction for a Lobo movie? Are we going to see a Lobo movie?
It's 100% that. Yeah,
I think we're going to get Peacemaker with Lobo. Basically, I think it's going to bleed into a series. Yeah, which I'd prefer the movie, but kind of the fly on the wall has been saying that it's going to be a series like Peacemaker.
I see.
Because that was a very profitable series. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good choice for the character. I mean, like, it's what we've all been like. The second he was Aquaman, I think all of us were just like, "This man's Lobo. What are you talking about?"
And it's literally what he thought he was going into Reed for. The actor himself, Momoa, said, "Oh, they must want me to play Lobo." It's crazy
because it looks like him. I mean, like, it's like he's like right out of the characters. Like, slap a coat of white paint on him, and boom, you've got Lobo right there. And it is perfectly made role for Jason Momoa. Yeah. It lends to his acting skills and everything. It's just right up. We're not asking him to do too much. It's like, hey, be you, buddy. And he's like, yeah, I'm good at that.
In somebody like Zack Snyder's hands and lesser hands than James Gunn, you know, the Joss Whedon's hands, that brief period of time that he was taking over, you're going to get The Rock as Lobo. You're going to get somebody that's just awful as Lobo. And I'm so glad that Momoa got it. I really am. And then there would have been some hardliners like, he's already Aquaman. He's Aquaman for life now. Yeah. So I'm glad that he got it. You know, even somebody that looks like Lobo, like Roman Reigns, is not the right Lobo, because there's got to be more than looks to it. Yeah. And Momoa definitely has that joie de vivre, as he calls it.
Yeah, he's got, as he calls it, he's got enough of it to go around, and that's precisely what you need from the Lobo character, and that's why it works for him, is because it's simpatico with what, at least, you know, the Jason Momoa that he shows the world, as it were.
And somebody's got to tell someone at DC the the fake cigar you have in that man's
Oh my
mouth
God.
is the worst. It's between that and Crypto. What looks worse in this movie?
I thought the fake cigar looked bad on purpose because it is just like kind of comedic, and he usually has these ridiculously oversized. It's not like a Ben Grimm cigar in the comics. It is a Lobo cigar.
I'm fine with like the idea that we've got this big ass cigar and everything, and I think it looks cool, but like the prop itself looked crummy. It just did. It was no good.
I agree.
This
It did
movie
not look
isn't
real.
smart enough to pull that off. I mean, it just isn't. It's not a smart enough movie. Like if it were, like maybe they handled that part. Like maybe they got that part right of what they were trying to convey. That hey, look how jokey this is. But what's surrounding that joke is so clunky that part doesn't work because other parts of the movie don't work.
And I don't know if it's something to do to get around the no smoking in movies kind of thing.
Oh, there you go.
That
Bruce
might be
Leslie.
it.
You just
don't want
nailed
this
it,
to be
Bruce
an
Leslie.
R. You definitely don't want this movie being rated R. It's already started.
You have nailed it. That's exactly why it looks like that. That is exactly why.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but that's 100% the reason why it's like, oh, this is it looks stupid and fake. Well, that's why.
Yep, that's
So
why.
dumb. This movie itself, though, even when you consider Lobo, when you consider the crypto stuff, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. And then you see the crypto stuff, and then the flashbacks. This movie knows it's boring. This movie 100% knows it's boring and has to like give you those flashbacks. It's got to give you Lobo. They have to interject things into the story because the story is so flipping boring that you're just like, hey, by the way, here's a flashback. Here's Superman. You like Superman, right? Oh,
I think
It's
the absolute
begging you to
most
like it.
boring part of the movie was a flashback. That whole thing about Supergirl's origin could have been a 4-minute flashback.
Yep.
And
Right. It
went
didn't
on
need
for,
to be there,
for
but,
30%
like-
of the movie.
But the other half, but again, the other portion is just as boring. It's just a different kind of boring. But they wanted to differentiate the boring from scene to scene. So I guess that's Oh, by the way, here's Lobo again. Ooh, okay. Now I'm sitting up in my seat a little bit because I want to see what we're gonna do with this character. It's just I don't know. So
It's
boring.
hard for me to relate because I'm easily bored, but I wasn't bored in this movie.
When I've got a question about this movie because I'm not positive, and Bruce, you're the person to ask. So when they make the force field dome, and it goes away from Krypton, is that supposed to be the bottle city of Kandor?
No, this is Argo, which is Supergirl lore, and it looks so much like the bottle city that's even what I was thinking at first. But Argo, in one of the 17 origin stories for Supergirl, is a real thing, and that's where Supergirl's mother lives, and that carried over into the Melissa Benoist Supergirl. But it's one of those things where you already have the bottle city right in your hand. Why do you need to make another city? But that's what that's just what happened.
Right.
And I still like, and there's more than one version of even the classic origin story, but I still like the idea that Kara is actually older than Superman, but
that's
her
how
spaceship
I know it.
got lost and she was in suspended animation.
Yeah.
So she is actually the one who's supposed to be the more mature, though she looks like a 16-year-old girl kind of thing.
Right.
And I always like that one. So this is an origin story I'm not as familiar with. I don't have a problem with changing the origin story. I have a problem with spending 35 minutes telling it to me.
But you can't have fake punk rock Riot Girl if that's her origin.
I think you can retell her origin in 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You should have said Argo yourself.
I
should have said after Krypton was destroyed, my family lived in Argo, and Argo had kryptonite, so they sent me to Earth. Boom, done, done. It's a lot easier on the budget too.
Had a layover in Argo. We just gotta like hang out here for a little bit, and then we'll eventually hit Earth.
I still like
Keep us
this.
suspended animation.
I still like this origin better than the Man of Steel origin. No dragons.
Yeah, definitely.
No dragons.
Well, yeah, we didn't see one single dragon in this movie. I think I'm docking at least 1 star for that bit. So let's.
But I love it. I love that we get a totally different Supergirl. This is definitely not Helen Slater, Melissa Benoist. This is not the animated Supergirl.
Right.
This is not any of the comic book Supergirls I'm familiar with, and I like this one better than all those. I love her going around in that duster and being I don't know what you would call her, a little bit of an unhinged space person with a mission, and her mission is John Wick. She has John Wick's mission.
Well, it is the same mission for sure,
Yeah.
except it's not like the dog comes back alive at the end of John Wick.
Yeah,
I mean, he gets a new one, but that's a different thing.
But that's the line in this movie. It's like, oh, she's messy. That's the new nice way of saying this girl's like, a bum. But we just go, oh, she's messy. But like, that's what, if a dude was in this case, you'd be like, he's a piece of crap bum. But if it's a girl, it's like, oh, she's just messy.
usually she's a hot mess. That's what you'd say.
Well, for 60 years now, we've been getting commercials where like, my husband's the biggest idiot alive. Whereas if you flip that, it would be like there would be boycotts in the streets.
Oh,
So-
like the husband who's fumbling to do the dishes. What if you had a wife fumbling to change the
Right.
oil? Oh, that would get so much pushback.
Right.
She goes to loosen it up and it just splits right on her face and everything.
My
Think of putting an
wife.
oil pan underneath there? No, I just put my face underneath it because
We all know women don't belong in the garage.
Keep them out. Keep them out. There's a reason why we had those. Never mind. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's. Is there anything? I don't know.
Did you just self-edit your self-portraits? Is this
I
the
did.
first
Good job.
time? Is this the first time that's ever happened? on
No,
the show?
no. I have lately been editing myself on the show, and I've
okay.
not always,
You
but
can
you know,
tell
Why
it's
is your
killing him,
face?
though.
Why is your
Yeah,
face bright
he's
red
holding
right
it in, man. That's what
now?
happens when he
It's
self-edits.
bright red right now.
guys, Millie Alcock pisses me off so much. I just want to choke
It's
this little
purple, man. It's not even red.
Uh,
It's magenta.
I'm a passionate man, and I passionately by the way, we didn't talk about her, but the little girl who's going on revenge, I like her. I thought she was a little.
Yeah,
I
she's
thought
good.
she was great.
And
She's
I
good.
think I'm a subject matter expert. I can say this. That's a sweet sword.
It looked cool. It like the
Yeah,
sword
it's a
looked
sweet
cool.
sword.
I just wish that, we would have killed this villain 2 seconds into his thing where she's like literally got a knife on his neck and she's like, no, don't be doing that. And it's like, okay, he'll just go and kill a whole ton more people. Good job, Supergirl. Really killing it. You
But
could have
what's
gotten it
next?
done. Ugh.
yeah, just kill him right away, and then turns to Supergirl. Okay, that's done. What's next?
Yeah, take off stab.
Let's go get drunk.
Cut his head off with the sword. Take the vial back. Go fix your dog. Have a celebratory drink with Lobo. Your movie is done in like 60 minutes. And you know what? Might be better.
You could have like the false ending where you kill him and you think the story's over, and it's more like a Beowulf ending where it turns out like the mother is the bigger, badder monster who's going to chase you down after you kill Grendel.
That's how you
ain't
do
gonna
that.
lie. I thought he was gonna like sit up just like Michael Myers in Halloween when he was there, because I was just like I was waiting for that kind of boom, that just sit up moment and everything. It didn't happen, but I was waiting for it. And by the way, it was in the beginning of my thing that I screwed up in the script this week, because this was my guess, is that we all know that Sean hates tattoos, but my guess is that he, if not more so, hates aggressive piercings like this villain had.
Oh, that doesn't bother me because
That's not as
you
much?
can no, because you can get rid of you'll have piercing holes, but they're so small it doesn't really matter. Whereas like with a tattoo, the only way to get rid of a tattoo these days is like spending 10 times more money to get it removed. And so like, because of your dumb weekend, like, oh, I gotta, oh my God, I can't believe I got this giant Bugs Bunny tattoo on the back of my leg.
I have
He's a
Elmer
gangster
forever,
Bugs Bunny.
so I get what you're talking about.
Right. And that was a really smart move by you.
Yeah.
That's a really
It was
good tattoo.
It was late enough in life that I had less to ruin than if I'd done it at 25.
It's like it's already downhill. We're fine with it. after you've had a couple of dents on the car, what's a few more, eh?
Although I do have to say, Bruce, that when I know you well enough to know you didn't get that tattoo so that when you show it to people, because you think immediately like, oh, listen, this is gonna be a big
boss,
hit
right?
with everybody. People love this tattoo. I know you enough to know you don't give a damn about any of
Yeah, that is very.
He's not popping off his shirt showing it to everybody.
Oh, he's gonna take his tarp. He's gonna take his tarp off. That's a new phenomenon in baseball that like I'm just completely blown away by, where there's sections now that are called tarp off sections because
Yes.
you're super rowdy fans, you pay a little bit less. We're gonna put them all over here, and it's called the tarp off section. And during the 7th inning stretch, if you wanna, you can take your tarp off. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Gonna take my top off.
It's crazy.
MVD says should have had Supergirl Lobo team up for the whole movie. I think it maybe not a whole movie, but certainly more than they did. I would say.
Oh, we got Fortress Bucks that I have to answer.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Fortress Bucks.
MVD says, Bruce, did you ever consider getting a tattoo on your back of your neck?
He's
on the
talking
back of your neck?
specifically about Elmer, because you know what happens in brain damage, Adam.
Oh yeah.
That's where Elmer gives you the juice, is right in the back of the neck. And I wish I had thought of that, because that would have been the perfect place for it. Thank you for the recommendation. Life's still got a few years in it.
And, well, yeah, you've got enough hair now that you can just throw it over there so people don't see it out in the back when you're at the 7-Eleven or whatever. Because you don't want
Yeah, I would have to get not the curled up version, but like a straight version with his jaw teeth, his lamprey mouth going into the back of my neck.
Man, your wife puts up with a lot.
Yeah.
So do I. Okay, so do I.
Yeah.
That's also fair. Based upon
Also
what we know,
true.
that's also fair. So
Also
that's,
true.
It is.
Also, when I'm talking about tattoos and I use the phrase tit for tat, people may misunderstand that. So I'm going to say it's give and take.
Whoa. All right. This is a PG show, but here we are. All right. Let's get down
You
to
said
it.
the F word earlier. Who
well-
are you to talk? My word.
Hey, I bleeped the third time I did it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Again, I forget. There is no fault in Adam Portress. I totally forget that.
I'm
sorry.
just saying, I just said the things that happened. I didn't say fault or not. I just said what happened. Bruce, what is your rating and recommendation for Supergirl from 2026?
I'm under no illusions that it's a great movie, but I'm probably going to watch it again on streaming. I had fun with it. I love this version of Supergirl. I'm a fan of Millie Alcock, so I'm going to give it 3 stars. I think I would get too many threats upon my life if I went any higher than that, but I am going to give it 3 stars. Shanzi?
I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again, although I'll give it 3 stars. It's one of those. I mean, this movie is a trash bag. Like, there's just so much bad in this movie, but there is enough good to where if I see it, like if it's on somewhere, I'll be like, oh, hey, that's Supergirl. It's not like when there's a really bad movie on, like I go to bars now, but like, sometimes you go to a bar and they're playing like a bad movie and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to see this stupid thing.
Not me. I go, they're playing Battleship. Let's watch that on mute.
And that's what I mean, like Battleship, or like the one that comes to mind immediately is the first G.I. Joe movie. And I'm like, man, this is awful. I do not want to be here right now. And this movie wouldn't make me do that. And so for me, it is 3 stars. Adam Portress, what do you give it?
I think I'm being okay with this. I've been vacillating back and forth. I think I'm going to go 2.5 on it. I don't hate the movie. I don't think it's atrocious. I don't get mad at the idea. It's just there's a lot of like, I felt mostly it was pretty boring. It didn't live up to its own ideals that it kind of sets out for you. It's just like, and I'm somebody that said you should have killed the guy. You know what I'm saying? You should have killed this dude right away. But to go, hey, don't kill him, and now I'm just going to kill him. You can do that in a way, but like the execution here doesn't work because you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I felt like there was little to no arc for this character outside of just like, hey, only do what you have to do when you're forced to do it, as opposed to deciding to do good.
I think a great Portress move would have been, after complaining about it for an hour, you give it 5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah. I give it 4 stars.
I've secretly got some I've got some Kalshi money on it or something like that. I'm like, I gotta get people in to see this shit.
By the way, do we know where the bullet farmer's kid is? There's a real chance that kid is her dad in real life.
Ooh.
I mean, they look a lot alike, those two.
I think he's a member of the House of Representatives from Alabama or something.
Look at that.
I mean,
Dude,
come on,
that is
man.
crazy.
That is crazy how much they look alike.
Looks just like Jai Stewart when I was growing up. Hair and everything.
Well, everybody, that brings us to the end of our HMP Volume 1 flashback series here. Boys, Did we make the right decision in pivoting from just superhero films to doing other things outside of that?
Yes.
Yes. Very
Oh
much
God,
so,
yes.
yeah.
This would have been the best movie we had watched all year if we were.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, we're watching Old Guard 2.
We would be giving
Oh.
this 4.5 stars across the board just by comparison to whatever we
Seriously.
watched the last 3 weeks.
Seriously.
Holy cow! So we dodged yet another bullet on that one. So that's a
I'm
good
also-
thing. But
I'm also looking forward to the fact that they've made that Green Lantern TV show with Coach Taylor as Hal Jordan,
Mhm.
and I can watch that as much or as little as I want, and I can't tell you how joyous that is for me that I don't have to force myself to watch the entire show in one sitting in a week. Like,
Oh.
man, that is just
it's a
heaven.
lot.
You have no idea how much joy I can say the following statement. I had no idea that show existed.
Hey,
Yeah. Kyle Chandler? I didn't know that he was
Yes.
Green Lantern.
yeah.
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 We're getting Hal and what's his
Jon
Stewart.
Stewart.
there.
Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Guy Gardner? Guy Gardner. Is
Guy,
he not
he's
starting?
probably- he's probably
Gardner,
gonna show.
I think he's going to make a guest appearance probably here and there, but you got the big name attached to that, so probably
Yeah.
not a lot.
Yeah. He is the greatest Green Lantern of all time.
They got and they don't got a lot of money, so they'd have to share trailers, and that's not going. It's not going to do well at all. Loggerheads is what we
Kyle!
call that. They draw a line down the middle.
Oh my God, they're arguing in Kyle and Nathan's trailer again.
So next month, we're pivoting away from superheroes and pivoting towards one of the greatest filmmakers of all flippin' time, everybody. That's right. You yell Barracuda, people say, what? Huh? You say shark. Well, you got a panic on your hands on the 4th of July. And we are talking Jaws from Steven Spielberg. It's the summer of Spielberg month, everybody. And we've got some real bangers here for you on this month. So we're quite excited for this. So we're kicking it off with Jaws. I'm going to be doing a... hopefully we can kind of get things scheduled out here and everything. But me and Applescruff are going to do a little review. We'll probably stream it live on our YouTube channel here and everything, where we're going to talk about Duel. Steven Spielberg's Duel, the movie that came out just before Jaws here and everything, the kind of TV movie that put him on the map. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to come back here and talk about Jaws. And by the way, if you're in an area like Bruce and I am, where you have a local theater that is playing Jaws near you, go watch it on the 4th of July or right then thereabouts. If you have not seen Jaws on the big screen, do yourself a giant favor. I don't care how many times you've seen the movie. If you have not seen it on the big screen, you haven't seen it like it fully should be. I mean, I've seen 15 times on the big screen, and every time there are spots where the audience that knows what's going on still jump. And it's like, yeah, that's some powerful filmmaking right there. So if you can, check out Jaws in the theater, or if not, check it out at home and come back here next week and talk about it with us. In the meantime, Sean, where can people find more of your work on the internet?
I've got a YouTube channel called Sean Likes Spaceships. My most successful video of all time I made, and I had no idea it was going to blow up a bit, but it did. It's about Space 1999. It's been out for about 2 weeks, a little more than that. I am still editing the next one, which I feel is probably not going to be as big a deal to everyone, but I want to keep a bit of a secret if I haven't already spilled the beans of what the next episode is going to be. But it's going to be done probably editing this week, so please look for that. Sean,
It's all about the Parker Brothers game called Spill the Beans.
Sean like the spaceship.
Oh man, I'm going to start swinging from your nuts, Sean, because my first sci-fi video is the one that's done the best by a lot from all the ones I've done. I wouldn't call it blowed up. I mean, I've got over 200 videos with 1,000 or more likes or watches, but this one's done pretty good for my new format. But this week, you're in luck. You're in luck, Adam. If your two favorite things are castles and freaks, well, guess what? I'm talking about Castle Freak. It's my last entry in this retrospective of Stuart Gordon. He's got so many movies, I'll revisit it. And then next week, I'm jumping into William Lustig retrospective with Uncle Sam.
Man, oh man! By the way, Bruce, just a little compliment alley your way here. Those videos are getting better and better every time, bud.
Thank you. I'm the one thing I'm alarmed of is I'm worried I'm starting to get a little too much of just trying to be a Temu version of Kill Count. I'm trying to stay away from that.
Yeah, listen, we all got to find our footing some way and somehow. And hopefully I'll find my footing on TikTok Trash Tuesday this Tuesday. I didn't do it last Tuesday because I got to be honest with you. I got tired of talking about a lot of the same subjects. I got a lot of the same kind of film. TikTok has been a little bit of the samey lately. And I was just like, you know what? I can only bitch and complain about things so much. I know I'm very good at it, but even I, every now and then, like, okay, can I not talk about this for the umpteenth time? So I skipped it 1 week. Maybe we'll come back this week and have a little bit more fun. And like I said, we're going to be doing that dual little review there and everything as well. So just check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel there and hit that bell notification so you know when things go live. We really appreciate that. And thank you guys for subscribing. We're knocking on the door of 25,000 over there. So appreciate you. Nice. That is it, everybody. Join us next week when we are talking one of the greatest films ever made, Jaws, with Steven Spielberg. For Sweet Sean's Kovacs from the Internet Versus Listening, I'm Adam Portress, reminding you to get out there and watch some movies, you dirty babies.